Stop lying to yourself. You're sitting there, staring at your phone, heart racing because she sent you that photo or shared that specific detail about her life at 2 a.m. You think you're special. You think you finally cracked the code and found a way into her private world. But here's the cold, hard truth that's going to sting. You're just one of many. While you're busy overanalyzing every pixel and every word, she's already hit send to 5 other guys who are just as delusional as you are. She isn't sharing her life with you, she's broadcasting a signal to see who's weak enough to bite. Most men go through their entire lives being puppets for a woman's emotional validation without ever realizing the strings are being pulled by deep-seated psychological cravings they don't understand. If you want to stop being a beta orbiter and start understanding the cold logic behind her warmth, you need to listen. Right now, because your views on attraction are about to be demolished. If you're ready to wake up from the dream and see the matrix of female psychology, hit that subscribe button right now. Not for me, but for your own survival in this game. The dopamine addict's harvest. Most men don't realize that for a specific type of woman, attention is more addictive than any drug on the street. When she shows you something personal, maybe a vulnerable photo or a secret she hasn't told anyone, she isn't looking for a connection. She's looking for a fix. Every time you reply with a compliment, every time you show concern, every time you give her that awe or you look amazing, you are literally injecting dopamine directly into her ego. She shows this to all men because one source of dopamine isn't enough. She needs a harvest. She's running an emotional Ponzi scheme where your attention is the currency, and she's the only one getting rich. You feel like you're building intimacy, but you're actually just a line of code in her validation loop. She's gauging her market value by seeing how many men react to the same exclusive bait. It's a numbers game for her, and unfortunately, you're just another statistic in her notification tray. The hypergamic safety net. Let's get real about survival. Deep in the female psyche, there is an ancient drive to never be left without options. When she shows this to every guy in her circle, she is building a safety net of maybes. By giving you just enough personal access to make you feel special, she's keeping you on the hook. She's not choosing you, she's auditioning you alongside 10 other guys. If her main guy fails, if her alpha disappears, she needs a roster of guys who are already emotionally invested and ready to step in. She's showing you her soft side, or her secrets, to ensure that when she needs a shoulder to cry on, or a bill to be paid, you'll be there because you think you have a special bond. It's cold-blooded insurance. While you're dreaming of a future, she's managing a portfolio. If you don't see the broadcast nature of her behavior, you're destined to be the guy she calls only when her first choice is busy. The emotional power trip. There is a dark satisfaction in knowing you can control a man's mood with a single image or a fleeting sentence. Some women use sharing as a weapon of influence. When she shows you something provocative or deeply personal, she's testing her power. She wants to see if she can make a grown man lose his composure, get jealous, or start acting like a desperate child. By showing this to multiple men, she creates a silent competition that only she can see. She watches the reactions. Who gets angry? Who gets needy? Who tries to save her? This isn't about love, it's about dominance. She's the puppet master, and by sharing this with everyone, she ensures she's the most important person in every one of your lives. It's an ego-inflating power trip that feeds off your lack of self-control. Every time you overreact, you're telling her that she owns your peace of mind. The vulnerability smokescreen. This is where it gets really deep. Strategic vulnerability is a masterclass manipulation tactic. By showing you something that looks like a secret or a private moment, she builds instant, unearned trust. Most men are suckers for a damsel in distress or a girl who just needs to be understood. She shows this to everyone because it's the fastest way to bypass a man's logical defenses. If she can make you believe she's opening up, you'll stop questioning her red flags. You'll start defending her. You'll start giving her your resources, time, and loyalty. But look closely. If she's vulnerable with everyone, it's not vulnerability. It's a script. It's a persona designed to harvest hero energy from men who are starving for a purpose. She doesn't need a hero. She needs a fan club that thinks they're her bodyguards. The comparative filter. Finally, understand that she is constantly filtering. By showing the same triggering content to all men, she gets to compare reactions in real time. She's looking for the guy who provides the most value with the least amount of trouble. Or, more dangerously, she's looking for the guy who is the easiest to manipulate. When you react exactly like the other 9 guys, you become replaceable. You become just another fan. The only way to win this game is to recognize that the special thing she showed you is actually a public broadcast. When you stop treating her like a goddess and start treating her like a person with flaws and tactics, the power dynamic shifts. You have to be the man who sees the game and refuses to play. When she realizes she can't get a rise out of you, that's when she actually starts to respect you. But until then, you're just a pawn in a game of deep psychological checkers. You're hurting. Let's not pretend you're not. You're sitting there, scrolling back through those messages, looking at those photos she sent, trying to find a sign that she actually gives a damn about you. You feel like a clown because deep down, the realization is finally sinking in. You've been played. You were just another fan in the front row of a concert she's performing for 1,000 other guys. It's a gut-wrenching, cold feeling to realize that the intimacy you thought you shared was just a mass-produced product. But listen to me, and listen close. The pain you feel right now is the birth of your power. It's the moment the wool is pulled off your eyes. Most men will stay in that state of denial forever, begging for one more exclusive crumb of attention. But you're done being an orbiter. If you're ready to stop being the guy who gets used and start being the man who gets respected, you need to lock in right now. Smash that subscribe button because the world isn't going to give you the truth for free. Only we will. Now, let's get into the psychological warfare of how you actually flip the script and take your life back. The biggest mistake you're making is reacting. When she sends that special photo to her entire contact list, she's fishing. She's throwing bait into the water to see which fish jumps the highest. Most men, the simps, the nice guys, they jump. They compliment, they ask questions, they beg for more. And in that exact moment, their value hits the floor. She loses all respect for them because they've proven they are easy to manipulate. To break this, you have to master the art of emotional neutrality. You need to become a gray rock. When she sends something designed to trigger you, you give her nothing. No, wow, no hard eyes, no, who else saw this? You treat her broadcast like a spam email from a brand you don't even like. This isn't about being mean, it's about being expensive. High-value men don't give away their emotional energy to anyone who hasn't earned it. When you stop reacting, you stop being a pawn. You break the intermittent reinforcement loop, that psychological trap where she gives you just enough goodies to keep you addicted. By cutting off the supply, you starve her ego, and suddenly, the power shifts back to you. Understand the main character delusion she's operating under. She thinks she's the center of the universe, and you're just a supporting actor meant to clap for her. To flip this, you have to dethrone the goddess. You've put her on a pedestal so high you can't even see her flaws anymore. You need to start seeing her for what she actually is. A woman who is so insecure, she needs constant validation from strangers just to feel okay about herself. That's not a queen. That's a victim of her own ego. When you stop seeing her as the one and start seeing her as a case study in attention-seeking behavior, the attraction dies. And ironically, that's when she'll start chasing you. Women of this caliber are used to men falling at their feet. When you stand tall and look past her like she's invisible, it creates a cognitive dissonance in her brain. She'll wonder, why isn't he reacting? Am I losing my touch? She'll send even more provocative stuff just to get a rise out of you. Do not fold. Stay cold. Stay focused on your mission. A man with a purpose doesn't have time to be a spectator in someone else's vanity project. Now, let's talk about the scarcity principle. Why is gold expensive? Because it's hard to find. Why is your attention cheap? Because you give it away to anyone with a pretty face and a smartphone. You need to become the most scarce resource in her life. Stop being available. Stop replying within seconds. Stop watching her stories the moment she posts them. When you withdraw your presence, you create a vacuum. Most men are terrified that if they pull away, she'll forget them. Good. Let her. If she forgets you that easily, she was never yours to begin with. But usually, the opposite happens. When a woman who is used to constant attention suddenly loses a loyal fan, it drives her crazy. She'll start breadcrumbing you, sending tiny, meaningless texts just to see if you're still there. This is a trap. If you reply instantly, you lose. You have to be the man who is too busy building his empire to notice a notification. You are the prize. Act like it. Finally, you must master the pivot. Instead of using your energy to analyze her psychology, use that same energy to build your own. Go to the gym until your body reflects your discipline. Build a business until your bank account reflects your value. Learn a skill until your mind reflects your power. When you become a high-value man, you don't have to worry about whether a woman is showing this to other men, because you'll be in a position where women are competing for your exclusive attention. The ultimate revenge and the ultimate win is becoming so successful and so grounded that her little validation games look pathetic to you. You won't even be angry anymore. You'll just be indifferent. And indifference is the one thing an attention addict cannot handle. You've been the player in her game for too long. It's time to walk off the field, go to the owner's box, and start running your own life. No more what-ifs, no more maybe she likes me. Just cold, hard results. You are the architect of your own reality. Start building. Look at yourself. No, seriously. Look at the man you've become while chasing a ghost. You're exhausted, aren't you? You're tired of the maybe, the almost, and the what if. You've spent months, maybe years, decoding signals that were never meant for you alone. You've been a spectator in a game where you were never the star player. You were just part of the crowd, cheering for a woman who doesn't even see you when the lights go down. This is the final reckoning. You can take everything I've told you today and treat it like just another interesting video, or you can let it burn. Let it burn away the weakness, the desperation, and the blue pill delusions that have kept you stagnant. The truth is cold, it's ugly, and it doesn't care about your feelings. She shows this to every man because she can. Because she's a predator of attention and you've been a willing prey. But today the hunting season is over. From this second forward, your phone is no longer a leash. Her notifications are no longer your oxygen. You are going to step out of that digital coliseum where men fight for a like or a seen receipt. You're going to stop being a simp in a world that rewards mediocrity and start being a king in a world that respects power. Think about the hours you've wasted. Think about the energy you've poured into a void. Now imagine if you poured that same intensity into your own life. Imagine if you became the man that she tried to impress, the man who is so focused, so grounded, and so elite that her little broadcast signals don't even make it past your filter. That man exists. He's buried under your insecurities and your need for her approval. It's time to dig him out. This isn't just about dating advice. This is about psychological liberation. If you want to stay in the matrix, if you want to keep being an orbiter waiting for a crumb of fake intimacy, then leave. This channel isn't for you, but if you're ready to reclaim your throne, if you're ready to become the most dangerous, focused version of yourself, then you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we aren't here to make you feel good. We're here to make you great. We're here to give you the tools to dismantle the games people play and build a reality where you set the rules. The world is full of average men doing average things for average women. Don't be one of them. Be the anomaly. Be the man who sees the signal, recognizes the game, and walks away without saying a word. Silence is your greatest weapon. Success is your greatest revenge. Now put the phone down, get off the couch, and go build something that belongs only to you. The game is over. Your life starts now. Stay woke, stay cold, and never, ever give your power away for free again. We're out.